Hey everybody, it's Terry. Welcome back to my workshop. Today I want to talk about this airplane. It is my concept for a twin-motored asymmetric sport flyer. I call it the Yin-Yang. And although this airplane looks rather strange, it actually flies quite well. Not only that, it is very inexpensive and easy to build. So keep watching and I'll tell you all about it. The basic layout of the Yin-Yang is actually quite simple. It has a Hershey bar wing, and there's an aileron on each side, and each aileron is driven by a dedicated servo. The fuselage is split into two sections. On the starboard side, there is a pusher motor, and on the port side, there is a tractor motor. And those two motors work together to haul the Yin-Yang through the air. Each fuselage side also has a dedicated electronic speed control and LiPo battery. There's actually a wide range of power systems that you can put in this airplane. On this particular example, I am using Electrofly Rimfire 250 brushless motors connected to 8 amp speed controls. The propellers are Master Air Screw 5x4.5 inch bullnose propellers. The batteries that I'm using are 3-cell 450 milliamp hour LiPo batteries from China Hobbyline. On the port side is the elevator servo, and you can see the push rod running to the back here, and the receiver is on the starboard side. All of the necessary connections run through the center section of the wing. There is no rudder servo, but you can actually get really good yaw authority by using differential thrust of the two motors. In my opinion, the only truly novel feature of the Yin-Yang is its asymmetric layout, and that's something that you can recreate in whatever your favorite building material might be. So if you want to create a balsa Yin-Yang, I say go for it. This example that's hanging behind me is my original prototype, and it was built using hot wire cut foam. Now this orange Yin-Yang, it reflects the materials that are shown in the plans, which are available from the AMA. And it is built using foam board purchased from the dollar store. And only 2 sheets of foam board are required to build the entire airframe. Now, in addition to foam board, you'll also need a little bit of light ply for the firewalls and the battery mounts, but you can see that very little investment is required to build this model. I know that many of you are already very experienced building foam board airplanes, and if you are one of those people, I don't think you'll have any trouble at all building the Yin-Yang. For those of you who have not built with foam board before, you may find that it takes a little bit of getting used to. So I suggest that you pick up an extra sheet or two of foam board when you're buying your supplies. Now with that being said, I do think that this design is good for trying your hand at building with foam board. All of the cross sections are rectangular and there are no compound curves, so everything tends to come together very easily. Many people use hot glue when building foam board airplanes, but I've never been a fan of that method. I like to use Elmer's white glue when I'm building with foam board. It takes longer to dry, but it creates really strong joints. And most importantly, I never feel pressured to make a glue connection quickly. Another thing that I like to do with my foam board airplanes is to use toothpicks to reinforce high-stress areas, such as the firewall and wing connections. This is actually a very simple process that is outlined in the plans. One of the drawbacks of working with foam board is that the paper liner on the outside is not very tolerant of wet or even humid conditions, so it is necessary to seal the airplane with a coat of paint. Most standard spray paints will work just great in this application. You just have to be sure to paint the airplane in several very, very light coats rather than 1 or 2 heavy coats. And as you're thinking about how you want to paint your Yin-Yang, I recommend that you choose bright colors. I have found that asymmetric models such as this tend to be more challenging in terms of visual orientation. So you want to make sure that your Yin-Yang is bright and easy to see in the sky. My favorite method for launching the Yin-Yang is an underhand toss. I grab the port fuselage just behind the trailing edge of the wing. I then power the motors up anywhere from 75 to 100%, and then I give the airplane a gentle push forward with the nose slightly elevated. In the air, I think you will find that the Yin-Yang is responsive and aerobatic, and that is especially true if you have implemented differential thrust for yaw control. The speed and climb performance of your model would depend on the specific power system that you have installed, but even a modest setup such as this one is adequate for outstanding performance. I hope this short overview of the Yin-Yang has encouraged you to consider building and flying an example of your own. You can find more information in the written article in the February 2021 issue of Model Aviation magazine, and you can download the plans from the Academy of Model Aeronautics. And as usual, I will close things out with some footage of this airplane in action. Thanks for watching.